guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Beth. I am a 36-year-old attorney living in the DC area with my husband. And for today's video, we are going to be demoing, reviewing, and doing a maybe 10-hour wear test of the new Tarte Power Flex Antioxidant Concealer. So this is a new launch from Tarte. I picked it up from QVC, so I also got this accompanying brush with it. This is the Power Flexer brush. And I like to review a lot of Tarte-based products on my channel, so if that sounds good to you, please make sure to subscribe. You may have seen my video of the Hydro Flex Serum Foundation that I filmed last year, so I will be using this in conjunction with the concealer. So obviously I'm not wearing any makeup at the moment, but I'm going to tell you a little bit about this concealer and then show the application and then come back at the end of the day for the check-in. So Tarte has claimed the title of America's #1 concealer brand, I think partly due to the sales of their Shape Tape concealer. Like I said, I purchased this from QVC. I think as of filming it's only available on QVC. I can do a quick little check here on my computer that is sitting right underneath you. So they do have the product page up on the Tarte website, but it says coming soon. So I think as of filming, the only place you'll be able to get it is the QVC website. But like I said, you also do get this brush. The concealer itself retails for $28 for 10 ml or 0.33 fluid ounce. They also do have a travel size on the Tarte website, so eventually you should be able to purchase a travel size. That will be $12, so less than half the cost of the full size, and you get about a third of the product in the travel size. This brush is $22, but like I said, you get it for free on the QVC website. And this concealer comes in 27 shades. I have the shade 12N Fair Neutral, which is the same shade that I picked up the Hydro Flex foundation in. Okay, so what is this concealer supposed to do for us? So they are calling it the Yoga Pants of Concealer. It says flex your best skin with powerful skin loving coverage that works harder than your fave yoga pants. So it says powerful skincare meets powerful full coverage. HydroFlex technology trademark moves with skin so it won't cake or crease on top of it. It's a natural matte finish that looks like skin and feels like nothing. It says nourishes like an eye cream for 24-hour hydration with antioxidants, hyaluronic acid, and niacinamide. They say it's easy, can't mess it up. Blurs, brightens, and smooths while hiding everything from dark circles and pimples to bad yoga form. And it's supposed to improve the look of fine lines, wrinkles, and pores. And it says it's also waterproof, crease-proof, and sweat-proof. And they say they have clinical results showing that it's 24-hour hydration, 16-hour long wear, 16-hour crease-proof, waterproof, sweat-proof, and dermatologist tested. So I won't be trying this for 16 hours. It's about 1 p.m. on a Saturday, but I'll try to give it a fair shot here. And they also did a consumer study of 33 subjects saying it doesn't crease, covers dark under eye circles, feels weightless and comfortable. Skin feels moisturized, looks more youthful, brightens under eyes, blurs appearance of imperfection. 97% agreed that the under eyes looked smoother. It blurred the appearance of pores, improved appearance of fine lines, didn't look cakey, didn't look dry, and didn't settle into fine lines. And this product is made in Korea. So just to go over some of the ingredients, it has hyaluronic acid that's supposed to help with moisture, firmness, and suppleness. Polyglutamic acid delivers moisture. Lemon fruit helps brighten and even skin tone. I hope that's not too strong. Especially this time of year, I can suffer from like some eczema around the eyes, so that makes me a little nervous. Niacinamide is an anti-inflammatory ingredient that also helps reduce the appearance of fine lines and dullness. Tomato leaf is an antioxidant and it protects skin. Ginseng helps calm appearance of redness. White tea leaf is another anti-inflammatory ingredient. Marine plants help reduce the look of fine lines and wrinkles while smoothing and softening skin. Sea daffodil is anti-inflammatory and helps brighten. And turnip root is antioxidant rich. And it says that their products are always formulated without parabens, mineral oil, phthalates, triclosan, sodium lauryl sulfate, and gluten. And this is also a vegan product. So I did want to point out the first two ingredients are water and some silicone ingredients. Magnesium sulfate is interesting. That's what Epsom salts are. Hyaluronic acid. It does have coconut oil. And this is also Leaping Bunny certified. Yeah, so I think those are all the major things I wanted to point out. And for the application, it says apply directly on to imperfections and blend with fingers. To best conceal dark circles, trace concealer onto the under eye area and blend. Use on eyelids as a shadow primer for a lasting look. I'll probably just use my normal eyeshadow primer. I don't typically use a concealer for primer. And then it says for best results, blend out with the Power Flexor brush, sold separately. And on the QVC website, it does say you can pair it with the Hydro Flex Serum Foundation, not included, for a full face of Flawless. Okay, so I think that is basically it. Use it like a concealer. It's supposed to do everything for you is basically, I think, the gist of it. Okay, so I always start with a corrector for my concealer, and I just did my skincare. So my skin is feeling pretty moisturized, so I think I'm going to skip any kind of additional hydrating primer. Okay, so I'm starting off with the Charlotte Tilbury corrector in the shade Fair, and I get a lot of questions about this mirror. Actually, it was an old gift with purchase from Tarte. So unfortunately, it's not something I think you will be able to find unless you find it on like Mercari or something like that. And I will be going out today, so I'll be wearing a mask at some point. So I know this isn't a review of the foundation. I've already filmed that, but to the extent you're curious about how the foundation wears as well. Concealers aren't typically too badly affected by mask wearing, but they can kind of slide up as well. Okay, so I have the corrector on, and the next step in my routine is usually to apply my foundation product. So using the Hydro Flex, and this came with a brush as well. And I remember saying then that like the way they told you to like pour the product into this brush, like it just kind of disappeared. So that is not something I would recommend. So not doing anything too exciting today. Just running some errands. I think when I reviewed this, I kind of compared it to the Fenty Flex Tint, and this came out I think during the summer, so maybe it's a little bit better suited for kind of hot summer weather. It's just a little bit, I guess, lighter, and it kind of dries down. I think it is supposed to get up into the 60s maybe. Okay, so that is the foundation. I'm quickly putting some Kosas brow in. So now it is time for the concealer. So I'll show you what this looks like. It has a little window in it. I don't know if that's for like, you know, having on the shelf in Sephora or Ulta so you can kind of see the shade. Like I said, this is the 12N Fair Neutral, and I'll swatch it next to the foundation just in case you have that. So that is the foundation in the middle of my hand and the concealer next to it. And it's a bit of a thicker packaging. So if you like a thicker kind of tube here to hold on to, and it does, I think, have a similar, this is the Tarte Shape Tape Ultra Creamy. The doe foots look fairly similar from what I recall. So if you have a Tarte Shape Tape, you should be pretty familiar with the size and shape of the doe foot. Yeah, this is also 10 mil. I don't know, I think personally I would prefer something a little bit thinner. I mean, it's shorter, but you can see the size of the cap there. And for the brush, usually what I like to do is to kind of blend it in with my fingers a little bit, and then I'll go over it with the Beauty Blender. but since the brush was included, I'll try to use it. So it's kind of similar to this, I'm not sure what they called this brush, but similar style of handle and materials and everything. This one has a triangular shape that is slanted. So I don't have the new Taylor Wynn collaboration with Sigma, but from what I can recall, it seems like she might have had a similar brush. I'm not sure. Okay, let's go in here with the concealer. So I think I plan to set one under eye and not the other. I think it said it was a natural matte finish, so it shouldn't be too dewy. Okay, so I'm going to just take this from the tube and try not to kind of put too much on. It's a little bit of a thicker formula. So I guess I'll go ahead and take this brush here. And I do like that it kind of has a point, so you can kind of get in underneath the eye. I think that might have been like a lot more product than I needed. This brush seems nice though, if you like a brush to apply your concealer. Okay, so I'm actually gonna try and just go in a little bit. I have a blemish down here that I will apply some to as well. So I'm gonna still take my Beauty Blender just to kind of soften, I guess, the coverage. I'll try to put a before and after shot because I forgot to just do one eye at a time. Okay. So I'm just gonna let that hang out for a second while I conceal up this blemish. I will say off the bat, this is, yeah, full coverage. So this is probably not the type of concealer you would be able to wear maybe on like a no makeup day, that kind of thing, because the difference between your concealer and your foundation would just be a little bit too stark. But it's good to have different different options for different occasions. So for blemishes and that kind of thing, I like to just put a little bit on the back of my hand and then kind of tap it in so I don't like contaminate the product with any bacteria or whatever. So I'm kind of thinking maybe I should have applied a moisturizing primer because, like I said, it's going to be a little warm today, but I think my skin is very much in the throes of like winter dehydration, so I probably could have used a little bit more, but it doesn't look bad now. So, but anyway, that's kind of besides the point. Okay, so if I don't set it, hopefully you can see it is creasing, which is not unheard of for me, certainly. Especially like right underneath the eye, that's usually where I apply some eyeshadow to kind of help it. I don't know what I did there. Help it from creasing. It definitely kind of set down though. Like it looks pretty matte from what I can tell. So I think I'll use the By Terry Hydra Powder underneath my right eye. And this is the Suku cheek brush, so it's really nice and soft. If I weren't doing this kind of wear test, I would have probably just left it alone. Yeah, you can see there's definitely a lot of creasing. All right, so I'm gonna hop off camera to do my eyeshadow and the rest of my face, and then I'll be back with some initial thoughts. Okay, so I'm back and I definitely have some thoughts. So let's go ahead and give you a close-up look at the under eyes. So hopefully you will be able to see what I see. So that is the unset eye. Like I said, I did apply a little bit of shadow underneath, and I have the Clinique bottom lash. So that is the set eye. And to be honest, my first impressions are that I don't like this concealer. I feel like it's accentuating any fine lines I have. Not just like the major creases, but also like the little fine lines, especially around here. And yeah, I just think it makes my under eyes look dry, especially on the set side. So far I'm really not liking it, and I would not encourage you to go out and purchase it. I will check in at the end of the night. I did want to quickly say that I am wearing the Tarte Lights Camera Splashes mascara, which is my holy grail. So I do generally love some Tarte products. And then I'm also wearing the Maracuja Juicy Lip from Tarte in the shade Rose. So this is very similar to like the Makeup by Mario products that have come out. I think Charlotte Tilbury has some as well. And I think they're also releasing some plumping juicy lips. So I'm not sure exactly what the difference in the formula is, but anyway, they're nice for a kind of easy look. But yeah, I think if you're like me and you know, have dry skin, especially now if you have dehydrated skin, and you have any kind of lines or texture going on underneath your eyes, I don't think this really does me any favors. I just did a review comparison of the Kosas Revealer Concealer with the Wet n Wild Incognito. And to spoil it, this is a very excellent concealer. You can pick it up for like $5. Much kinder to, I guess, more mature dry skin. So I would say if you're looking for a new concealer, definitely try this one. I don't think this one's going to be worth your time unless you have, I guess, a different skin type, different preferences in concealer, that kind of thing. I might give this one another shot during the summer at some point, but for right now, I'm not a fan. Okay, so like I said, it is about 1:30, so hopefully I'll be able to check in about 9 or 10 hours, let you know how things went. I do have the new Revealer foundation from Kosas coming. I think it's supposed to be delivered today. So I plan on filming a review and wear test of that foundation tomorrow, paired with the concealer, of course. So hopefully that'll go better for me. But anyway, I'll talk to you guys soon. Okay guys, so it is the end of the night. I made it to 10:30 before I just decided I really want to take my makeup off and go to bed. I didn't sleep very well last night. I stayed up way too late watching Inventing Anna on Netflix, which is the new Shonda Rhimes series. So anyway, I was hooked on that and was up till like 3 a.m. So maybe this was a good day for a concealer test. But let's go ahead and take a close look at the concealer. So I don't think anything has really changed underneath the eyes. This little spot on my chin did kind of wear off, but like I said, I went out and I was wearing masks, and I mean, that is usually easy enough to touch up, so I'm not too kind of bent out of shape about it. I think you can see maybe a tiny bit of smudging from my mascara under the eye that I didn't set. So I do use a tubing formula mascara on my lower lashes. That is the Clinique Bottom Lash. And I use a waterproof formula on my upper lashes. So, you know, setting a concealer is generally going to give you kind of the best results because you just don't have any moisture that will break down that mascara. So I think that's as close in as I can get. To be honest, like, it still looks a little bit drier. I think it still kind of accentuates some fine lines and that kind of thing a little bit more than I would like. But I don't think it's changed much in the last, what is it, 9 hours, give or take? So I think my take on this is still that it's not like the absolute worst concealer I've ever tried. But I think for my preferences and my skin type, I just don't know that it's doing me a lot of favors, to be honest. So I don't know if I would be reaching for this over some of the other ones in my collection, including, like I said, the Wet n Wild, which is a fraction of the price. I purchased the, where did it go? The NYX Bear With Me Concealer Serum too, so I'll be trying that out. So I don't know, if you liked the original Shape Tape, maybe you would like this. And like I said, maybe come summer, I don't know, my eyes would be a little bit more hydrated, but my under eyes I think are usually pretty dry year round, and I don't think the wrinkles are going anywhere. So yeah, that's gonna be it for this review. I do like the brush, so if the shape of this intrigues you and you like a synthetic brush like this for applying foundation, then maybe the brush would be worth checking out, but I don't know that that's like a must-have for me either, because I usually kind of use my fingers and a sponge to blend concealer. Okay, so like I said, that's going to do it. I hope you guys found this helpful. Please subscribe if you did, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.